Okay, today I wanted to discuss A Course in Miracles and my experience with the course. I actually picked up the course through Wayne Dyer, having read a number of his books. He kept mentioning the course. I ended up ordering it. Won't go into the whole story, but that was about 2005. That was about 5.5 years ago. Um, excuse me, 6.5 years ago. When I got it, I also got Disappearance of the Universe and loved Disappearance. It was a great pointer. Got a little disillusioned in how they got off on past life stuff and predicting future stuff, etc. But the general message was beautiful. A great explanation of the course. I ended up going through the course 9 times over the next 4 years, reading a ton of Ken Wapnick stuff, reading all of Gary Renard's, Eckhart Tolle, anything related to the course whatsoever. Um, we would hold meetings and found that many people wanted to talk about past life experiences and mystical things, which is fine. That's perfect the way it is. It didn't resonate with me. I kept finding myself going to the passages in the course that talked about how this can't be hard. It's who you are, um, and it resonated with me. Everybody else would say, "Oh, I've got many lifetimes to go through." If Gary Renard has one lifetime, one more, well, I have many more. And come to find out in this apparent happening that if we believe that it's going to take a long time, it's going to take a long time. All we ever have is right now, and that's what the course keeps pointing us to. These thoughts, they're not real. Everything is thought. There is nothing that we perceive that is not thought. It's all thought. And when we can question those and get down to the basics and realize that right now is the only time we have to, quote, wake up, to stop believing this illusion that we're in. It's like my favorite quote, and one of my favorite quotes in the course, the dream cannot be changed by working within the dream, only by recognizing that it is a dream and that you are the dreamer. Wake up, holy child of God, awaken to who you are. Those are the comments that resonated with me. After having gone through it so many times, I found that I was making it way harder than it was. I do get where the course is trying to reach you on every level that you think you're at. But in the experience of Mike's story, I found out that we're the ones that make it hard. We try and search and strive and find the guilt and undig it and unbury it. That's all fine and dandy in the beginning. But pretty soon you have to get to the point where you start to realize that the only time you're suffering is when you're striving for something, when you think something should be different than it is. That's been my experience. The course has been a beautiful pointer in so many ways. The thing that I think traps people or gets them upset, like when Lisa talks, a lot of course students argue with her, which I find rather humorous, because what she is saying about this just all happening is exactly what the course points to. I call it the course's dirty little secret. It's there, clear, abundant in many passages, talking about how this is all just unfolding, that this has already happened, that it's all pre-programmed. We love this idea that we have a choice. We have a choice to choose through love or fear. That is, again, trying to reach you as you think you are here. And please don't take this the wrong way. I know this isn't going to be very popular. This has just been my experience. None of these words, they're all bullshit. None of it can be true. They're words, they're symbols of symbols, thus twice removed. It's nothing but a pointer to truth. All I can do is share my experience with it. What I found the course keeps pointing to is that this is all scripted. This is already done. There's nobody doing anything. How can there be a doer? How can there be a you or a me making any kind of a choice if I was able to actually choose between love and fear. That would make separation real, and we would all be screwed. I mean, that is so clear to me that there is no individual. There's no me, there's no you, there's no good, there's no bad, there's no right, there's no wrong. It just is. This is all perfectly unfolding right here, right now. Everything else is a thought that is being brought into right here, right now. And it's all unfolding in front of us, not by us. We are doing nothing. We are making no decisions. I know that sounds horrible. I believe that is probably why it's so hard for course students to grasp, because it completely takes you and me out of the picture. There's no individual soul, there's no Mike, there's no you, there's no choice. It just is. And yet it is so incredibly freeing to see through that I can't do it wrong. You can't do it wrong. It's impossible because you're not doing it. I'm not doing it. On the flip side, you're not doing it right either. There's no specialness. There's no special you. I'm not special. You're not special. There's no personal in it. Nothing is personal. It just is. And that is so incredibly freeing to be able to see through that and to be able to embrace that there can be no problems when there's a complete acceptance of what's just happening, and the insanity to think that we can change that. I wanted to keep this one fairly short. Just wanted to deal with that aspect of the course. I know this is probably going to create some a little bit of anger. I know there's a lot of people who hate that idea that there's nobody doing anything, that this is all pre-scripted and pre-done. But in a common sense point of view, there's no other way. If there is individual choice, we're screwed. We have now created separation. And that is the illusion. That is the complete illusion. I would like to end on this, because this to me is probably the most incredible pointer in the course. Home. It is simply do this, be still, and lay aside all thoughts of what you are and what God is. All concepts you have learned about the world, all images you hold about yourself. Empty your mind of everything it thinks is either true or false, good or bad, of everything it judges worthy, and all ideas of which it is ashamed. Hold on to nothing. Do not bring with you one thought the past has taught, nor one belief you ever learned before from anything. Forget this world, forget this course, and come with wholly empty hands unto your God. Again, it's that forgetting this course. We have to leave all of these beliefs behind. We have to leave the course behind.